we have a good time, but eventually someone ends up falling in love. Go, go. Just let it go, so.
Demonstration.
I know I got you. You feel
Hello.
it.
Welcome back to ZacharyTunes. It is the 6th installment at this point now. We have made a sizable dent into some content here, and I'm excited to be back. Honestly, I really enjoy this series. I don't know. It's very much turned into, like, I say turning into as if it wasn't to begin with, but it very much is my passion project. So I have my series in which I play a lot of chess, which I post every day without fail. I post every day 2 games of chess. Bosh. Up it goes. 2 p.m. for me every day. And I'm really enjoying the routine of that. But this, once a week, having my passion project of me learning about new music and finding new music that I enjoy, is turning into a big highlight of my week. It actually takes quite a lot of time for me to not only do like the pre-work on this, then record it and also edit them. It does take up quite a lot of my mental for it, but I'm enjoying it, and I'm liking the idea of doing it for me at the moment. It's difficult, but it's worth it, I feel. And also, again, I'm very much a yapper. I love to talk. I can't help myself but talk, and when I start, I don't stop, which we'll move on swiftly to an interesting topic that I've got for you guys. Sobre mi vida. Talking about my life. Obviously, I mentioned to you guys last week, and possibly the week before, that I've got a new housemate. And that poor lady has listened to me yap non-stop since she came here. I believe she moved in last Wednesday. And I have not stopped speaking since. I really do talk her. This woman knows a lot about me, like knows deep things about me, and she's been here for a week. Bless her heart. She does, however, bring it out of me. She asks good penetrating questions, which I can't help but answer way too much. It's not even the thing is I answer the first question, and that leads me into the second point. And then the second point leads me into the third. And then before we know it, it's 2 hours later, there's a bottle of wine, and we're watching Sex and the City. Which is what did happen. We ended up drinking a bottle of red wine, watching Sex and the City. I've never watched it before. What a great show. I'm looking forward to the next time that we get around to watching some more of that. We literally got through an entire season in one night, which I could do with another night like that. I really enjoyed it, actually. Very good show. But as you can tell, I very much get along with her. She's very cool, and I'm very glad. I got lucky again. I like I say, I always have the best luck. I always like to believe I have the best luck on the planet. And when I need it most, when it matters most, it comes through for me. And I think it's very important for the people that you live with to be, good people that you get on with. And for something that very much is a lucky dip, something I have no control over, I've been blessed. So it's been a very pleasant experience, and I look forward to getting to know a bit more about her, and maybe stopping myself from yapping so much, and start asking the penetrating questions myself. I do have a habit of yapping, and the problem is as well, I have that the classic thing of I like to relate to people's stories and experiences with experiences of my own. And I'm not trying to like shut down other people's experiences, invalidate people, or like talk over them. It's nothing like that. But that's how I get like a feel of how we both work through certain circumstances and stuff like that. And I really enjoy that. And the conversation is very easy. I don't have any struggles with that. But in general, it's something that I want to make sure that I'm aware of. I want to make sure that I'm making sure that the conversation is a conversation, not just a tirade, not just a yap. That's what this is for. That's what this podcast is literally created for. It's to stop me from having to yap at people, because I yap at a camera for literal hours. Like this, I mean, they come out at about an hour and a quarter roughly each time. But I'm sat here talking to this camera for about 2.5, 3 hours. Just me and you. I really can go for it. I really don't stop talking. Which, again, as I've said before, some would see as a blessing and a curse. I like to think of it as a blessing. I like to think of everything as a blessing, where I can. I think it's important to try and see the good side of everything. Because everything does have a good side. Almost everything. I wanted to say everything has a good side, but looking at the state of the world at the moment, it's really difficult to say that. It's really difficult to say that. Because in my personal life, and with things that pertain to me, I like to believe that everything has a good side, and I can always look at things in a different lens. Like, if something happens to me, I can always twist the way I think about it to make some sort of positive out of it, or make some way to move forward with it. But right now, the world's on fire. It has been for a long time, and there's always been fires going on everywhere along the planet. But I don't know if maybe I'm just more aware of it now. Maybe social media is doing a better job of alerting us to it than perhaps the news would do before. Perhaps it's getting more difficult to be hidden from the mainstream nowadays. Or maybe I'm just more clued into it. Maybe I'm noticing it more. Maybe like the algorithms that my social media has is more dialed in on like a lot of social injustice and social problems that we're having in the world at the moment. Whatever it is, I can't help but be consumed by the things happening in Palestine. Obviously, we've got war in Ukraine. We've got a genocide in not just Palestine. Palestine, Christ Almighty, is the first fully almost live streamed genocide, the most accessible, visible genocide that we've ever seen. But then there's also genocides in places like Congo and Sudan, which I know dramatically less about, but there is some horror stories coming out of there. There is Indonesia is in revolt at the moment against their government, and people using the Mugiwara flag, the Straw Hats flag, to revolt against the government, which I think is so poignant and is such a that's what One Piece is about, and I love that. Nepal, there was I think it was 17 or maybe it's more now, students shot and killed in a protest over nepo babies and injustices essentially in Nepal. It's fucking crazy. Every corner of the world, and this is the thing is I've just sat there and listed out 5 or 6 incredibly scary things, and that's without touching on the state of America, the race war that's going on in England at the minute, and all the bullshit that's going on there. I mean, the fact that Spain has been on fire, there's massive wildfires here. There's not just the people going on, but there's natural disasters going on and stuff, and like literally the world's on fire. It's hard to look at all of this and see an upside. It must be in there somewhere, is what my core tells me, but I don't know where. Or maybe I just can't see it yet. But it's so difficult, and especially it just always feels like there's more that we can do. I always feel like there's more that I can do. I have this constant guilt that I am not doing enough. And it is very dystopian that... Oh, just kicked the microphone. It's very dystopian that the most a lot of us can do is through social media, is talking about it, is posting videos about it, is listening to it, is supporting videos about it. Like, the fact that simply sharing and reposting and stuff like that on a TikTok video can have a direct impact on whether somebody lives or not. Like, there are escape funds being funded by TikTok creator program. And the fact that that's what we need to do to be able to get people away from being bombed. I saw literally a matter of hours ago that Israel bombed Qatar, I believe today, as of filming this, which is the 9th of September. It defies logic and belief. It's brain melting to be able to watch this, not only watch this so heavily, and what really gets me is that I personally have been able to experience a conversation with somebody who is so very indulgent and believes in Israel, an Israeli himself. I often find myself going back to this conversation that I had with them, and I just can't fathom a lot of the things that we talked about. I can't believe the way he views what's going on. And also, I wonder if he's seeing, like, if he's seen the things that have happened recently. I wonder if he still believes what he believes. Because he was telling me about how not once has there been there's no civilian casualties, there's no nothing like this. And literally a matter of days after that was when we got the video of the aid workers going into the hospital that got bombed. And they went there to try and help the people that got bombed, and they were calling for other people to come in and help, and they got bombed. Which is a double strike or something along those lines, which is again illegal, and that then begs the question. One thing that I've often wondered is, what is the point in international law when no one enforces it? I don't understand law. I can't pretend to be some sort of expert on it. I can't pretend to even understand a little bit of it, but I just don't get it. I don't understand what's going on. Maybe I have to talk to Greta about it. She's a law student. She knows her stuff. But I genuinely I don't understand. And again, I know some of you may not be interested in any of this. Some of you might think, I don't like politics. I don't know if anyone likes politics. I don't like politics in general, but... And this is the thing, is I can't... Especially, I think this is why it's so interesting coming from me, is I am admittedly someone who originally was like that. I didn't see how important politics was to each person. I didn't understand the importance of my vote, for example. I didn't vote the last time I could. The last time I could in England, I didn't vote. Not because of any real reason, purely out of laziness, if anything. I just didn't have the effort to sign up or go to whatever ballot I needed to do, or to do what I needed to do to go and vote. It doesn't matter. I would have voted Labour. It doesn't matter that I would have what I would have done, because I didn't do anything. It doesn't matter that sure they got in anyway, but even that. I mean, not that government's doing anything quite useful, but the point is, I was someone, and have been someone who will let this stuff wash over my back. I would ignore it. I wouldn't think about it. I wouldn't put effort into it. I would just glaze over it and try and ignore it, essentially, and just brush it off and pretend like it's not happening, pretend like it's not important to me, pretend like I can't do anything. Because it's such a big scale, I just go, well, it's not my problem, you know, or if it's far away from us, it's not my problem. If we don't all care, we can't do anything. And it's a shame that it's taken videos of senseless murder to bring me around to thinking in terms of politics and what I think a good place for the world should be, but here we are. So any of you out there that are listening to this, for one, but any of you out there that don't believe you can do anything, or don't believe that it matters, just give it some thought. That's all I'm asking. I'm not going to ask you to do anything, because I would be a hypocrite. All I'm going to ask is that you think about it, because it feels like that's all I can do at the minute is think about how, well, I won the lottery, essentially. I got born in, granted, I don't like England, but I got born in a very good country in which I could live a decent life, and my stresses and worries are a lot more first world issues than a lot of people's. I was worrying about stuff like, how am I going to afford my rent, instead of what do I do if my house gets bombed and my wife and kids are gone, you know? So just think about it, and maybe be grateful for what you have and the people around you. Maybe tell somebody you love them. And any of my friends and family who might be watching this, I love you. Fuck it. Anyone that's watching this, I love you. We're all people, you know. We're all human beings, and it doesn't make sense for us not to love each other, which I think is why it's so difficult to watch what's going on in the world at the moment. Well, that turned into quite a tirade, but it's an important topic, and it's important to me. So, thanks for listening. If you managed to stick through that, and if you managed to stick through that, I'm sure you probably already care about all this, because you would have stopped listening ages ago. So to those of you who are around and share similar morals, hey, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for just being good people. I guess. Take care of yourself. All right. Let's move on to some more cheery stuff about my life. I guess. I'm currently in the middle of deciding what I want to do with my life in general, and I'm kind of swaying a little bit. I've been in Sevilla now for almost 8 months, coming up to 8 months next month, and I don't get me wrong, I enjoy it here. I've had a good time. I've loved the experience, and I also think I like living not in England. However, I'm currently playing and toying with the idea of moving back to England for a while, like spending time with family, friends, save up some money, pay back some of the debts that I owe, really like lock in with content, lock in with a lot of things, just work hard, and then maybe up and move again the year that comes and go somewhere else. Like, I was interested in looking at Valencia, but I hear that they also speak Catalan, and can I be bothered to learn another language? I don't know. Or perhaps somewhere else in Spain, perhaps South America. That scares me though. South America does scare me, but I'd be interested by it. Like, I feel like living there would be amazing, but it does scare me. So I'd actually have to do research for that one. And as we know, research is not my forte. That's not something I'm great at. Maybe I'll see if I can try and convince Karis to do her tour of South America with me. I'll be like, hey, Karis, fancy moving to South America? Because then, like, if I'm with Karis, one, there's two of us, and two, she actually, plans things. And I would help, because, I'm not trying to leave it all to her. But I just feel like we'd make a good safety group, in the sense that she's got a good brain on her shoulders, and I'm a large man, so I can, act to slightly ward off the lesser interested creepy dudes. If somebody comes up to us with a gun, there's not much I can do about it. But the more basic creepy dudes I can deal with. You know what I mean? So maybe that's an idea. Maybe I'll talk to her about that. See what she's saying. I feel like that would be interesting. Maybe that's an idea. I've just thought about that now. So watch out, Karis, because I'm gonna swindle you into doing that with me. In the same vein of making decisions, I'm trying to decide whether I want to keep hitting gym, or if I want to focus on frisbee for the while I'm here. Because if I am going to go back home, then do I want to pay for a whole year for frisbee? Do I just want to go gym instead? Or do I want to lock in with frisbee while I'm here and really have a good time, and then go back to going gym when I'm home? Or do I want to stay here and do the whole year of frisbee? I don't know. This is the thing, is I'm not sure in that sort of state. As for my physique and gym wise, I think I'm doing a lot better with my physique, and I'll tell you for why, right? It really is the kitchen. Gym's important, and I do love going to the gym, but I realise, to me, that the thing that I love is being active and doing some form of sport. I don't particularly care about gym. I do like being in good shape. I like being strong. So the gym does help with that. That does that does matter to me. But if I'm playing sport, if I'm playing frisbee and I've got my team and I get to play like that's, I will enjoy that more in general, and I will stay in good shape anyway. But I've been cooking and eating so much better since I've been here, and it keeps getting better. Today, I tell you, I made a whole bunch of food, and I'm eating good, man. I'm eating good for like little money. Like I'm making sure I'm not spending crazy amounts. I'm getting stuff in cheap, but I'm making good food with it. I went to a fruteria with a too good to go voucher, €4, right? And I got like 15 potatoes. Maybe a couple less. Maybe like 12 potatoes, a big ass tomato, a big fat quarter of a watermelon, which is really tasty as well. And a bunch of bananas. I think that's everything. But for €4, it's good. So, and the bananas I've still got, but I'm gonna make some banana bread out of them, and I'm excited. Just need to go get an egg. But then with the rest of it, right? So I had some chicken, in my freezer. Defrosted that, let that marinate overnight. Then I chopped up a whole bunch of the potatoes. I kept 2 whole. So I put 2 in, made 2 baked potatoes, chopped up the rest. I put half of them on a tray as a base for the chicken, and then put like all the marinade over the top of that, and then put that in the oven with the baked potatoes. The other half of the chopped up potatoes, I put in a pot with a bunch of chickpeas that I was boiling. So I was making chickpeas and also like boiled potatoes. So I got once the potatoes were done boiling, I took them out, put them in a pot, let the chickpeas keep going. What else did I make? And then once I was done with the chickpeas, took the chickpeas out, and then in that water, I then did some rice. So I got 3 portions of rice, 2 big tubs of, one of boiled potatoes, one of like roasted potatoes in chicken fat. I got a whole bunch of chicken drumsticks, of which I had some of, and I got a whole bunch of chickpeas. So I've got all that. Plus, I already had like the mixed veg stuff that I had in the fridge. I have a whole bottle of milk, which I didn't realize was mine, which I remember now that I bought. So I still got my muesli and my milk that I can get through. So I've got options. I've got so much food, and I can eat good. And swap it up as I go. I can really like, and not for much, you know. Which again brings me back to the whole idea of how inflated prices are, like for basic survival in places like Palestine. Again, I'm so grateful for what I do have, and the fact that I can, even though I'm not in a great position monetary wise as far as most people would be concerned, but I can live. You know, I'm able to get by on not much and enjoy it, like do well, like with the way that I'm eating. And in doing that, my physique's a lot easier to maintain because I'm eating good food. Like, my body's happy with what I'm putting in it, and I can tell because it's just keeping its weight, it's keeping its shape. Like normally, if I stopped going to the gym for like 2 weeks, and I ate as I normally would, I would start seeing it creep back on. I'd start seeing the fat come back. I'd start seeing like the places I don't want to see bulge up. I'd see I'd notice all this kind of stuff, and it's not happening. It's not coming back because I just eat good, and that's it. It's really important. A good diet really is important, and it makes a real difference to not only like physique for gym work, but it makes a difference to how you feel, how you act, how you think, everything. it's really important, and I'm very glad that I've put in the effort to try and improve what it is I'm eating and intaking. There's obviously, you got the saying, you are what you eat, and obviously that is true. So the better you eat, the better you are. So yeah. As of recently, I can't sleep very well recently. I think I need new pillows, or maybe to learn to sleep without pillows. Either way, my neck is horror. I that terribly painful. It's also, and then every time I wake up, I've got a killer headache, and it's terrible to go to sleep on. All this kind of shit. Hate to see it. Really doing my head in, literally. What can you do? Last week I got to see my aunt and uncle, which was really cool. They just happened to be passing by on a cruise, and the cruise goes to Cadiz, and they got a train up to come see me, and that was a really pleasant day. It was really nice to see him. I haven't seen him in a good while, and it was very quick. It was literally just a pop in. We went round the city centre. I showed him a couple of things, and we had a little bite to eat, and then I stuck him back on the train and sent him off with a couple of snacks. But yeah, we had a really nice time. Had a really interesting discussion about religion, which perhaps I'll get into another day. I've already done my deep topic for the podcast. I think I'll touch on religion and my views on it another time. But we had a really interesting discussion about religion, and it was a lot of fun. I love talking to religious people and seeing how they think and how they feel and where their faith is and that kind of stuff. I really enjoy hearing these sorts of things. So if you are religious, tell me what faith you are in the comments. Tell me an experience you've had with your God, or your, like, the spirituality that you feel, or whatever it is, whatever, lo que sea, whatever it is, let me know. I would be interested to hear and interested to listen. Recently, I can't believe I forgot how to do it, but I just remembered how I used to make my thumbnails, and I've managed to now start making thumbnails again. I've managed to, like, obviously Canva, right? Canva is phenomenal. You'll see, if you look at any of the things that I use, you'll notice that they're basically just a Canva preset that I've minorly changed. Do I feel bad about that? No. Fuck you. It's a free program there to be used for a reason, and I'm going to use it. The only thing that free Canva doesn't have is background remover. That's the one thing that I don't want. And like a lot of their templates are obviously paid for, but like the main thing is background remover. But if you have iPhone has that feature itself, which is awesome. And I forgot that it had that for a little while, and then I don't know what it was. I was trying to get my hands on Canva Pro, and I remembered, I was like, I swear there's a way to do that, and I figured it out again, and I was like, yes. So rather than my chess videos having the same thing over and over again, I can get some actual change in there, and also I managed to finally make a thumbnail for the podcast, which means I can now start posting them. The main thing that was giving me issue was I had no way to like brand it, or like no way to make it uniform, and I like to have things look like passable before I start putting it out. You know, like there's a certain level that I need it to be for me before I can start putting it out, and we've reached it now. So after I finish filming this, talking to you guys and whatnot, I'm gonna schedule the first one to be posted. I'm still not sure quite how the podcast function works on YouTube, because I tested it out with my boy Ginge. to see what he could see and what he couldn't see if I made the playlist public. And like straight off the rip, he could see videos that I hadn't published yet. So he got a sneak peek of this podcast. Only two people have seen it so far, I think. Kaylee and Ginge. You two were the first viewers of this podcast. So shout out to you guys. Obviously I don't count. Because why would I? I'm making it. Don't know why I even felt the need to say that. But I did, so you're welcome for that, I guess. That's about it as introductions go. Shall we get into the main section for today? Shall we talk about the album a little bit? Yeah? Does that sound good to you guys? I think it does. Before we do that, though, if you wouldn't mind dropping me a subscribe, that would be awesome. Subscribe, drop me a comment, drop me a like. Let me know that you're enjoying these, or let me know you're not enjoying them. Let me know whatever you feel, and I will do my best to try and engage with that and make these better for you guys. But let me know, and we'll see where we go from there. Alright? Okay, so today, album 495 out of 500 on the Rolling Stones Top 500 is Boys to Men 2. Right? The album being called 2 by Boys to Men. But it's spelled BOYZII Men. I like that. You know, it's got that old sort of charm to it, you know, like the classic like Chris was ear. You know what I mean? Like spelled WOZERE rather than just spelling things normally. I don't know why that was such a phase, but there really was a phase, wasn't it? For like, like during like the 2000 and some things, 2010 roughly, maybe earlier actually. Well, obviously earlier because this is like 90s and whatnot. What the fuck am I even going on about? Anyway, they were an American vocal harmony group, which you will hear in every song. So, pretty obvious. They were originally a quartet, which I found cool. I mean, before that there was a bunch of people, and then they were a quartet, and then it turned into a trio because one of them had health issues. I can't remember exactly what it was that got him out. It was the fourth member being Michael McCary. He had some health issues and dropped out. The other three members being Nathan Morris, Wanya Morris, and Sean Stockman. With these sections, I'm trying to get a bit more of the info in there because, right, my idea with this, not only do I want to learn more about the music and learn more songs and stuff like that, I do kind of want to know a bit more about the people and the history and stuff like that, mainly because I love a quiz. I do love a quiz, and the problem that I always find is any quiz that starts going on about in 1985. I don't fucking know. So, hopefully, if I've got music down as a topic, sure, like if I can get a bit of history and music sort of collabing in one go, because pop culture is always a good thing to know for quizzes. You know, pop culture is always popular, hence the fucking name, in quizzes. So stuff like musical knowledge tends to be a good thing to know for quizzes, and you know, it can't hurt knowing some random facts and random names. I might not remember the names, but if I end up, look, who knows? I end up on the chase, right? And I've got multiple answers, and I get to choose from one. And I go, yeah, I feel like I've seen that. Bosh, you know what I'm saying? In what universe do I end up on the chase, you ask? The one that's in here, all right? I could see myself on the chase. I'd love to go on the chase. Celebrity chase, right? This is like 5 years in the future. I've blown up off of some big scandal. Don't know what it is. I've gone on Love Island, made a big scandal, blown up, celebrity chase, gone on there, smashed it. Next season I'm the chaser, what do you know? So, here we go, you know what I'm saying? Bosh. They come from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Their genres are R&B, soul, pop, and New Jack Swing. Don't know what that is, but R&B, soul, and pop I'm fairly familiar with. And yeah, see, this is the thing, is all this album is very like a large percentage of it is from the heart. There's one that I'll talk to you about as we get to it that made me, but the rest were songs. We'll get to them. They were formerly known as Unique Attraction, but I think there was a bunch more band members and whatnot back then. And they were Billboard magazine's biggest boy band between 1987 and 2012. That is a long reign. It's 25 years, that's a quarter of a century of being the biggest boy band, according to Billboard. But like, that's no mean feat. That's some serious work, you know what I mean? As for the album itself, it sold more than 12 million in the US alone. Because of this, it was one of the most sold albums ever realized by an R&B group. It won 2 Grammy Awards. It was released in 1994. And originally it was over 20 songs long when it was recorded, which obviously I think only 12 of them or something like that got. How many is it? 14 of them remain in the album. So they cut out a good few songs, chose these ones as the strong ones, and I gotta say, I agree with a large majority of their choices, I suppose. For me, I'll tell you what, we'll leave the conclusion till afterwards, shall we? Like the overview. It doesn't matter. I always talk about the album as I go through it anyway, don't I? Because I can't help it, and so I don't really do structure too well, do I? I'm sort of a talk as I go kind of guy. I've already listened to the thing. I've done my research, so I'm sort of just giving my opinions and whatnot as I go. However, that being said, I'm going to get in here and listen to the first song. You are either going to go listen to the first song and come back and see me. You are going to go listen to the album and then come back and see me. Or you're going to watch me yamp on for however long and then you're going to go listen to the album. Or you're going to do none of that and maybe you'll click off the video. But those are your options in general. I'm sure there's other variations that you can come up with, but feel free to do any of do whatever you want. You've got free will. So, or do you? That's a question. You've got free will. Do what you want. I'm going to go listen to this first song. Thank you. That's the title of the song. And thank you for watching. So, without further ado. Okay. Right. Shush. Okay. Right. I have listened to that before. However, coming back to it, I forgot how fucking vibey that shit was. Holy fuck. I hadn't added it before, but now it's not only is it's gone into the vibes, into the love playlist, because like this is an appreciation of like a person. I feel like you get that a lot when you like you truly love someone, but like you love their person, you love them to the core. Like I love that person, you know. And then it's also gone into my likes because I want this song. This is a vibe. It's such a tune. Also, it's a shout out to all those girls out there, right? Shout out to all the girls out there that trying to do their Bob the Builder shit, right? You're out there and you're trying to fix up a man who doesn't deserve your time, and yet you stick with him and you make him a better person. He's probably not even with you. Some other girl is enjoying that now, but you did your thing. So big ups you, and I'm just letting you know, every man out there, every good man out there appreciates you. You really, you know, without you, we'd be nothing. So shout out you guys. And I wish the best for you, and I hope everything's blessed. This song, anthem for that. This anthem goes, like, I don't know, again, we know I'm a romantic, so I love a good romantic, or like a good love song, or a good song from person to person which has a good message, you know. And what better message is there than thank you? You know, I appreciate the things you've done for me. I appreciate that you were there for me. You know, when no one else is there, all the time, shit got rough. You could have left, but you didn't. I appreciate that. I like that as a message. That's something that, like, not only are they singing like this good message in my ears, they've got the audacity to do it. Oh, and it's got these the classic, like, sort of 90s driving vocals, like this beautiful black man giving me sweet loving in my ear, while also then you've got the background vocals, you've got the beatboxing goes absolutely mental. First song of the album, and you're leading with this. Love that from you. Absolutely love that from you. Sets it off to a great start. They've got that classic, you've got the classic boy band, classic. It feels like something out, like this whole album feels like something out of Pitch Perfect, right? And banging set of films, you know. Words stopped coming out of my mouth. Big fan. This song makes me want to stand, like, it's not raining now. It's just like, okay, start of the music video, it's raining, right? And then my girl comes out of her house, and then the clouds go away, the sun's shining, but you know when it's that, like, spotty sunshine where it's like sirens, where it's that spotty sunshine where, like, it's almost like a spotlight, you know what I mean? It's one of those, the rain's just happened, I'm stood in the puddle and I'm, like, doing that, like, Troy Bolton splash in the puddle kind of shit. That's where I am mentally. I'm doing that, and I'm singing this song to, yeah, man, like, yeah, that's how you open an album, like that. I'm just looking at the rating that I gave here for, was that album Wholeness that I've made. That I'm gonna have to change that. I'm gonna have to change that and make this a 4.3. I think I'm gonna have to change that and make this a 4.3. Well, I'll just cut that out actually, won't I? And I'll give it the rating on the end. Maybe I'll tell you that I'll change it. But I came up with a rating system, by the way, and I have gone back and rated the rest of the albums. Should I tell you those now, or should I give you the ratings at the end for this one? I'll do it later, because then I can time code it. Smart. Look at me go. Well, that's enough for the first song. Tune. Let's get on to the second one, shall we? Oh, I told you about this neck, didn't I? Fuck me, it's just not good. Okay, this song, it feels like the type of song that I would be busting up the dance floor to when I was, like, 7 at, like, someone on, like, the Black Side's wedding. Like, this would come on, and I'd have no idea what the lyrics were saying. I didn't know I was dancing around to some player song, but I'd be, like, ripping it up, you know what I mean? This song, however, also, it makes me feel like a player again. It makes me feel like, This is like the blueprint, the classy blueprint for Jason Derulo's "Talk Dirty to Me." That's what this song is. It's exactly what that is. I wonder if he took inspiration from this song before writing it. Actually, it's so similar in that version. I can see it. Has the same thing where he lists ladies' names and places that he goes to. That'd be interesting. Speaking of ladies' names, shout out Kathy for getting in there. Big up, Catherine. It's the backing to the song is such a classic 90s track. It feel like if it had a bit more. What's going on? I just become congested all of a sudden. If it had a bit more bass to it, I could see like Snoop riding over this. You know what I mean? What's going on? It's like I caught a cold in the past like 2 seconds. Okay, well that's something. I like the way this song opens. It opens and it feels like we're like in an airport, which ties in with the song, I guess, because we're flying all over the world. One thing that does piss me off though, when he's listing places, he lists like where he's going to, but in the same list of places, he lists a city as well as a continent. Like, later on when he's listing places, he lists places in America. You know, he sticks to America. Why can you stick to countries, you know? Like, the majority of them are countries, but, like, what is this? Let me give you the exact... Yeah, he says, like, Rio, Africa. Like, it's China, Holland, Belgium, Rio, Africa, Japan. Bunch of countries, city, continent. Annoys me. I mean, it's fine, and it sounds good, and it's really not that much of a big deal. Just makes me question everything, you know? I just don't get it. I don't get, like you sat there and written that. Like, did no one have a problem with that? Like, surely there's got to be 2 other places that can fit in there and sound just as good without being a problem, you know? Anyway, it's really not important. What's more important is the fact that this literally is just the blueprint for Talk Dirty to Me, and I now want to talk to Mr. Derulo. Jason Derulo. Let's talk. Talk Dirty to Me. Let's move on to the next song, you know? I mean, sorry, let me do that again. Let's move on to the next song. You know. Sorry, terrible joke. I'm going to shut up now and listen to the next song. Okay, my bad. Sorry. Oh, those harmonies, man, are just angelic. It's so nice to listen to. It's so, like, listening to their voices is just incredible, man. The only thing in this song that's not great is the backing track kind of grates me. Kind of annoying, but, like, it works, it's fine. It's kind of, like, it depends. After a while it gets a bit much, because it is very repetitive, but it is, if you can focus on the singing and the lyrics, then it's better. But I don't even know what instrument that is. The high pitched thing in the background really sort of grates me a little bit. But this song makes me feel like I'm shit again. It's like, look, man, you do you, but I'm just better. I'm him. So, like, you can go do whatever you want, but, like, at the end of the day, you're gonna realize that it was me. I'm the one for you. the best you get. And look, I never tend to believe in that. I never tend to want to say those sort of things. I never would say those sort of things. I think they're vain and stupid. But feeling like it's kind of cool, you know what I mean? Feeling like I'm that guy. That's me. You know, I know I'm worth. I know I'm a problem sometimes, but I'm worth my problems. You know what I mean? And a song that can give you that confidence, I like it. The build up's pretty cool to the song. Again, like I said, like at the start when it's coming in, it's good. After a while, it can get a bit gritty, but I like the build up for the intro. Again, we have another love song. The theme of a lot of these songs is around affairs of the heart, and me being the biggest, soppiest romantic that you know I'm going to enjoy it. Again, it's just abuse. The voices are just ridiculous. The voices are ridiculous. And I understand why the song's called You Know, because they just say you know over and over again. But the way they say you know is angelic. It truly is wonderful for your eardrums. If you want nice sounds in your eardrums, listen to them say you know, and you will know. You know what I'm saying? That being said, let's head on to the next song, Vibin. We're gonna try and pick up the speed as I go through these. In general, well, especially with this album because there's 14 songs. But I noticed that I do sort of ramble on and say the same thing sometimes. So maybe I should try and be a bit more succinct with my analysis per song. Unless you like my rambling, then do tell me in the comments. Let's move on to the next song, Vibin. Which I am, in fact. Okay, so, oopsies. Let's not turn you on, let's turn you off. So this is one of my favourite instrumentals so far. So one of my favourite backing tracks, but probably my least favourite song so far. The backing track goes hard. Enjoy listening to it, but the song's just kind of generic. It's got like very 2000s lyrics, and it's just kind of okay, you know what I mean? Like it's this song for me. I'm imagining being sat in my barber's, sitting in the barber's chair for like 3 hours, like not the barber's chair, sitting in the barber's like waiting line for 3 hours, and this song has come on twice on the YouTube shuffle that he's got playing on the TV. Shout out my real niggas that know that struggle. If you've been sat there, right, in the line waiting for a haircut, and you've been there hours, especially when that one uncle comes in and dashes your barber like 10, 20 pounds, something, to slide in the queue, and he comes and sits in front of you. You're what, like 10, 12. You're not going to say anything to Unc. You're not going to be like, no, look, I was first. You're going to go, okay, yeah. And he slides in first, and that's another whole ass haircut. And then he's being picky about it, and he's like, no, you're not lining me up right, blah. If you've been there, and you know it, and you know where I'm at. That whole thing, that's this song. So yeah, maybe I'm biased because that's where the song sends me, but yeah, the song's okay. Again, their voices are incredible, and the harmonies are wonderful, and they work well together. The song sounds good. It's just kind of generic, and therefore I'm not really interested. Like when I know that they can write good lyrics, when I know they can have interesting songs, like they start off with "Thank You," for example. They've got a good song. When it's sort of just, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Like it's not bad. It is good. It's a good song. I'm just being picky. So, you know, I am sort of splitting heads because it is a good album. So I am sort of just being picky. So I don't need to do all that. But with that said, we're gonna move on to the next song, which is I Sit Away. And I'm going to go and listen to this again. However, I'm going to preface this with this is easily my least favourite song of the album. And it almost made me dislike the whole album purely off of this song. But luckily, the later songs swung that right the fuck back around. But I'm going to go and listen to it. And remind... Yeah, it just pisses me off. It's the lyrics, right? Because the thing is, it sounds good. The song's not... It's not horrible. Like, it's not bad. The music's, again, fantastic as usual. It's just the lyrics that piss me off. It sounds like... It sounds like two things. It sounds like a gaslighting boyfriend. Or it sounds like a rich white man's attempt to sell a song about depression to make money off of it. You know, it just doesn't feel genuine at all. It just feels like a happy person's attempt to relate to people that actually have problems. You know, like it doesn't feel genuine at all. There's no hint of sadness in it. It just feels fake, and that made me feel like it was very sellouty. You know, I was like, oh, yuck. However, the other songs have a lot more feel in them, and you can feel. This is the thing: is for a group whose whole thing is soul. Well, not the whole thing, but like a large part of them is soul. This song feels very soulless, for me. I know, obviously, this is the 1990s, and obviously, the idea of men's mental health was obviously a lot less thought about than it is now, perhaps. But that doesn't make it any less frustrating to hear this sort of garbage. You know what I mean? Like, it just, like, it just made me, like, get over yourself, you know what I mean? I don't know. It sounds good. The actual quality is fantastic as usual, but the lyrics make me angry. So, it's definitely my least favorite of the album. But again, if you just listen to music for the sounds, it's not bad. Let's move on to the next song before that pisses me off too much, and we'll get on to Jezzebel. I believe the definition of Jezzebel must have changed over the years, because for what I know of Jezzy as, and this song describes their Jezzy as, are two different things. So, let's get into the song. Right. I'll just pause it there, because this man just said, I want to taste your hair. That's questionable. That is strange. However, same part where they sort of cut out the music and like transfer into like jazz scat type beatboxing type, that kind of shit in the that shit goes unbelievably hard. And the thing is, the music already goes unbelievably hard. The bass in this song, like the boom 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 boom. Ew, yeah, hard. Again, this thing is, so from I Sit Away that I didn't like, we're back to Loverboy music. We're back to like, this is what they do. This is where they should be. Loverboy music, yeah, that's what they're about. That's what they like. You can tell that they feel that shit. You know, like they've got that in them. That's they truly feel it, so they get that, and it works. So like, yeah, love it. That bass line makes the song, but like every aspect in the music, this goes crazy. Like the bass line, the piano that comes in, obviously their incredible voices. I love when they like flex their voice control. It's ridiculous. There's so much control in their voice, and it's fantastic. However, tasting people's hair is possibly that is questionable. That is questionable. But we all get a taste of people's hair every now and again. I mean, depending on which hair that is as well. But often, when you've had your girlfriend, if you're a dude, if you're a woman lover, if you're a woman lover and you've had your long-haired girlfriend whipping her shit around, we've all tasted it. I just wouldn't say I intentionally tried to do that, you know what I mean? But, each their own. Who am I to king shame, you know what I mean? Like, if there's anyone that can't say anything, it's this guy. I do not have legs to stand on. I do, thankfully, because that would be inconvenient for me, personally. Anyway, next song, Khalil. Now, Khalil was... Did I write? Yeah. Khalil was their road manager, and he was shot and killed in May 1992 while they were touring, I think. So this song was dedicated to him. So let's give this a listen. Rest up, Khalil. Now, see, that piano enters the song and exits the song so pretty and just soft and nice, carries the song along, but it's not trying to do anything crazy. It's just there to bring along with the vocals. It's a much softer song, a truly heartfelt song. And this is the thing, right? This song is a sad song, right? You can tell it's sad. You can tell it's heartfelt. You can tell it's about missing Khalil is about loss, and this song carries that sadness. It carries that feeling. You can tell that there's more feeling in it. You can tell that they feel it. Whereas the I Sit Away just doesn't have that. It just feels soulless. Whereas this, you can tell that they're putting themselves into it because they lost somebody close to them. Which I much prefer that to fakeness, you know what I mean? But yeah, pretty song, pretty simple, pretty short. A tribute song. Not too much to say about it, but it's a pretty song. Fits well in the album, and it's a touching thing to have a tribute for someone that obviously did a lot for them and lost their lives in the midst of doing it. With that said, we'll move on to the next song, Trying Times. If I remember correctly, this is one of my favourites. Yeah, I got this saved. Now, Trying Times. The reason I've got this I've put this in my love playlist. I love the message. I like, again, this is the thing, like, when they do a good love song, they hit the message hard, and I like it. The way this one is saying about how, shit, like, we're gonna have problems, but during those problems, I'm gonna do my best to show you that I love you, show you that I care about you. And I think that's such an important thing, and it's something, it's hard to do. It's very difficult to do, but it's important to do, like it's not easy work, and loving somebody is a choice, you gotta put the work into it. And I like that notion. I like the way they get it across. The lyrics are good. I love the nice twinkly piano that one enters the song but also sticks the whole way through, especially at the start. The twinkly piano with the nice deep voice of whichever fella it is in there. That definitely would have driven the ladies crazy back in the day, you know what I mean? That would come on. This would be a good song to enter, and I could see this playing over the car radio as you're, making sweet love in the back seat. Like this could definitely be in there with that. You know what I mean? Fuck with it. Good song. Also the bit where he's like, play the piano, Bobby, and then he does his thing on the piano. Love that. I love shit like that. They're like little side little tidbits in songs. I'm a big fan of those sort of things. Can't beat it. Right, let's go on to the next song. Now this is a fucking classic. I'll Make Love to You. I would be surprised if you don't know this, to be honest. I just realised that I've recorded this entire thing on a 0.7 times zoom. So, if it looks weird, that's why. If it doesn't look weird, ignore that, and who cares. But hopefully it doesn't make too much of a difference, because I am not recording this again. And I'm sure you'll understand that, because I am like an hour and a half in at this point, I think. Over an hour and a half in. And I'm nope. Anyway, I'll Make Love to You. I will. It's a threat. What a, like, this is like, this song just has that impact, you know? Like, it's the song. It's like, for this genre of song, it's the song. Like, this song, what it is for me. We've got a rom-com. Our main love interest keeps finding bad men everywhere, and nothing seems to go right. All her relationships fail. Blah blah blah. Then she finally finds Mr. Right and falls in love. The right guy first. This time for the final, like the first time it's the right person. The first time that they sleep with each other. This is the song that's playing in that film. Like, it's this song. Like, it doesn't matter what version. It doesn't matter. It could be some entirely different song, actually. But that song is just a version of this song. This song is the song. It's got... I don't know how to explain the gravity, the gravitas of this song. Shout out Captain Holt. It's proper lover boy music, and it's also like, this is sweet love making music. Like, we not fucking to this. I'll make love to you, you know. Like, this isn't some like fling. This is like baby making. This is baby making music. That's what this is. That's what this is. That's where I'm at. Damn. Who's trying to make some babies? You know what I mean? Any hoozles. Maybe let's not do that. They originally, during the making of this, during the like selling, they had difference of opinions on what they should release as like the singles, or like the leading single for it. This was the one. Somebody else, like one of the like producers or something, said that this like was like, it was this one. They were correct. This makes so much sense to be like this. Putting this as your first foot forward makes so much sense. This gets its spot in the top of the top 500. It's just got so much. It's got just such an impact. Listen to the song. If you haven't listened to the song, listen to the song and you will understand what I'm saying. But this song is fantastic. Like, if I need to have sex to music, which I don't really, because I don't know, I feel like if the music's on first, then sure. But like, it feels weird for me to like stop and put on music to then have, that's strange. But if the music's on in the background, I'm hoping that this comes on in shuffle while it's out, you know what I mean? Don't know where I was going with that. So how about we move on swiftly? onto On Bended Knee. You know, the problem with this is, the problem with like listening to so much Loverboy music is it puts me into my Loverboy like mindset. And right now I have like zero interest in being that guy, you know? But these songs put me in Loverboy mode. Soft boy Loverboy mode. On Bended Knee, let's go. Again, Harry, this song, I think I actually sent it to you. I think I actually like linked to this specific song and was like, yearning song, yeah. And if you don't know who Harry is, that's your loss. Your loss. What a gangster. I would love to have him as a guest on here. Oh my god, that'd be awesome. For like a Loverboy album, hell yeah. Oh, wowzers. Now, that's what we're talking about. That's that yearning music. That's that. Take me back, please. Music. That's what it like. That's that. Stood outside her window at 10 p.m. Boombox on the shoulder. It's raining. And I'm crying out lyrics. That's the song that I've got on. That's this song. Yes, that's what I need. This is what I need, you know, and with this album I found on the way out of the album, like on the way in we've got some decent songs. Obviously the first song banger, got some decent songs on the way in, but the way out of this album, tune, just fantastic songs, one after the other, exquisite, delicious. Yes, please. Yes, please. The music's nice and slow, like it doesn't do anything, like I was gonna say it doesn't do anything crazy, but the build up that you get around like 4 minutes in, the build up you get when he's what does he say when he's asking her to come home. Oh. And again, we just got the most divine vocals that it's, yeah. 2 songs in a row. I'll Make Love to You, then On Bended Knee. Wow. Absolute. Killage. Killing the game. Killing it. And doing it nicely. Let's get on to the next song. 50 Candles. It's a lot of candles. Unless you're like a church, I guess. Or in a power outage, I guess. This is more of that sex music. That's what this is. This is to go in the playlist after I'll Make Love to You. And like once you've already started making the love, this is like I'll Make Love to You's freaky brother. You know what I mean? Like this one's less I'll Make Love to You, more like, yeah, let's get nasty, let's get busy. That's where this is. But this is definitely like Clartin music, you know what I'm saying? Again, they've got voices for it. Like when you think about music, like music to get intimate to, you want sort of soft, good vocals, you know, you don't want anything crazy, you want to be, what's the word? Courted. You want to be, there's a word that I'm looking for, I can't think what it is. Serenaded, that's the word. Got him. You want to be serenaded. And these guys, if you need to be serenaded, you've come to the right place. However, the only thing I would say, I don't know, it's a bit, like, again, the lyrics are a bit old in some ways. It makes sense. Like, I don't know. I say a bit old. I don't know. It depends. Like, if I get too in my head. This is why I don't listen to music while I fuck. Because if I'm listening to music, if I get too in my head about the lyrics, I'm no longer thinking about the sex. I'm too busy thinking, why did he say that? And maybe that's just me. I get distracted easily, so maybe that's what it is. I just don't want to get distracted. I want to put like my focus entirely into the task at hand. You know what I mean? I don't want to be thinking about which way's up. The one thing I got to give it though is the beat isn't annoyingly paced. Like, it's a good slow pace, but it's like there's nothing like overly attention grabby about the music that would fuck up your pace. Like you can fuck at your own pace, and that's one thing that I also find with music. Not only the lyrics, but like I don't want to have to try and match the music, because I'll get out of my rhythm. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to keep a good rhythm here. Anyone else get that? Is that just me? Good song though. In general, there was the spoken wordy part as well. That's the other thing I was saying about like getting taken out of the moment. There's a bit where like this dude just starts talking to me, and if I'm mid-cart and I'm not trying to have some deep voiced dude clarting like talking to me while I'm clarting, you know what I mean? It might do something for somebody who likes dudes, but I don't particularly, so not my vibe. That's enough talking about smacking cheeks for now, I suppose. So, in that sense, the water runs dry. Whee! The next song, Water Runs Dry. Let's get into that and give it a little lisione. This song, this is more that boombox outside the window music. This is that take me back music. This puts me in the idea of, so in this film, I've done something to fuck up with my girl, and I've got one of my friends to give her a flyer to the talent show that me and my boys are in, and then we're singing this song as a trio, like Boyz II Men, as a trio, and we're singing this, and I'm looking at her, and obviously the camera like is flitting between me and her, and I'm singing this to her. That's where this song puts me. Like, this would be a perfect song for that in a film. Very heartfelt kind of song again. Again, they make really good yearning music, really good. Hey man, hey baby girl, don't do this. Come on, man. They make perfect music for that. And those, you know what I mean. I love to yearn. You know, I'm a yearner for real. But you can feel his pain. They really chose the right singer for this song. Out of the ones that I don't know how to explain that, but they, like, this guy, he hit that shit. He hit that shit hard. Again, his voice is beautiful. All of the voices are beautiful. Always. The only thing I have about this song that fucking pisses me off is the main line is, "Let's don't wait till the water runs dry." Why let's don't? Like, now that I've listened to it over and over again, it would sound weird as something else. But let's don't wait. That annoys me. You know? But I guess they decided it sounded better. So, fine. And the song is nice to listen to. It's just that. Anywhoozles, let's get on to the next song. The next song being Yesterday by the Beatles. I like that song a lot. I know nothing about the Beatles, really, to be honest. Like, I definitely know their songs because, like, it's hard not to. But I couldn't tell you, like, what songs are by the Beatles. Like, I'm just ignorant to what they do. Like, I've never intentionally listened to the Beatles, you know what I mean? But, like, I know they've got some bangers. And MASH. But Yesterday, I know, is one of theirs. Mainly because of the film. There's a film called Yesterday. What a fantastic film, by the way. Can't remember the name of the lead actor in it. But I saw him in a couple other things as well. And he's awesome. I love that guy. I'm shit with names, so that's my bad. But he's a fantastic actor. And I really, like, I prefer the version of Yesterday they got in the film than, like, the original. But he's a fantastic actor. I'm pretty sure it's him singing, isn't it? I think. Fantastic singer if it is him singing. And I haven't watched the film in a while, so I don't remember. But I just remember loving it. I've watched it a few times, to be honest. And I'm probably due a rewatch now that I think about it. But it's a very good film, and I would suggest watching it if you haven't. The idea is, like, the whole world forgets who the Beatles are, and various other things. But everyone forgets who the Beatles are, and he's one of the only people that remembers who the Beatles are. And he happens to be a singer-songwriter, so he, like, goes on his way about sort of making use of that. Very interesting film. I don't know if interesting is the right word. Very fun. Very fun film. Very well made. Great idea. And very well acted, to be honest. I really enjoy it. Good film. Would suggest. Anyway, I'm going to listen to Yesterday. What I was saying about it, anyway, will I say that? It's interesting that they chose to cover a song for their album. Like, I like that. I can't think of an album in which I've seen that before. I've definitely seen it before, but, like, I like the idea of covering another song, and it's such a big song. But I like that idea. Anyway. Woof. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I love the fact that there's no music. They've just done it completely a cappella. And I love it. I added that song to... I've got a playlist called Songs to Ascend To. And I've added that into there because it is just heavenly. It's purely their voices, and you really get to hone in on quite how wonderful they sound together. Yeah. 100%. Just totally worth going to listen to. If they, yeah. I would suggest listening to that song. It's magnificent. It truly is. That's all I'm going to say for that song. I don't have much more to say. There is not much more to say. You know the song. Let's move on to the last song of the album, Fallin. Let's get that in our eardrum, shall we? Well, I think that is a good song. And that pretty much sums up my feelings towards it, to be honest. It's sort of just decent, you know? It's, I mean, no, it's a very good song. It's very pretty. It sounds nice. It's more Loverboy music. The vocals are beautiful. I love the way they swapped betwixt themselves. I like how throughout the album, like, different singers take the floor, you know what I mean? But, like, compared to, like, it's just come after Yesterday, and that song's so different, you know? Maybe I'd have preferred if they'd ended with that, perhaps. But I kind of like this in the sense that it rounds off the album in the same sort of, like, it reminds you of what the album kind of was like as a whole. It's very much in keeping with the theme. It reminds you where you were, and what it's about, and it does its job very well. It's a good song. Like I said, more Loverboy music, and we know that I love to love. So it does its job closing out the album, and I like that. I like that with that being said, actually, I'll point out I made my markers for how I'm gonna rank the albums, right? So the ZacharyTunes album rating scale, right? Read out to you what I got. So all of the categories will be marked out of 5, right? They will be decided on 3 different categories. Those categories are listenability, memorability, and album wholeness, right? These are all based completely on how I feel, right? This isn't some like genuine metric. This is nothing serious or it's just how I feel about each. It's how I feel about the album, as I'm gonna do these 3 things, and then I average those scores for the 3 of them together to get the average score for the album, and then I just look forward to seeing like where things rank as I go through, So with listenability, I've got, in a sense, do the lyrics make sense and flow well? Does the music genuinely sound nice? Is it easy to listen to? Do I want to come back and listen to the album or any particular songs? Right? Dependent on the scale of that, like 1 out of 5 is like never to be listened to again. Right? For example, Suicide, that album. And then 5 out of 5 is constantly on repeat for multiple like songs or like the whole album, which would be Donde Están los Ladrones, for example. Those are like either end of the scale there, right? Then you've got memorability. Does the song or the lyrics have something to say, like a message, or does it make me think of something? Does it have a feeling to it? Does it leave an impression on me? Does it make me feel things when I listen to it? Am I likely to forget about the album or any of the songs? How generic are the songs? Are there any standouts? So 1 out of 5 being like no real feelings at all. Songs all sort of sound the same. And I don't really like. I sort of forget all about it a week later. And then we've got 5 out of 5 would be this album has like hit my core, like it's in there, and it'll be stuck in there. To which also I feel like I need to change one of these to so there would be either other better. Okay. And then I've got album wholeness, right? Which, is there a constant theme throughout? Do the songs feel like they belong in groups? Like, do they fit together well? do they seem right together? Does the album feel like the right length? Like, does it drag on a bit? Are there a bit too many songs so that it gets a bit samey? Like, or does it feel like it's done its job and it quits it there? Nice. The first and last songs do their job. Do they leave it to the right mark? For example, with this album, the first song comes in, hits you hard, and does well to be like, hey, this is what it's about. And then the last song sort of reminds you what the rest of the album was about, That's the kind of vibe there. And then, is there a story without needing context? Like, does the album have a story to it, or is there anything like kind of going on? 1 out of 5 being there's nothing makes sense, no order or rhythm, nothing's grouped, no themes, and then 5 out of 5 being feels like I'm on a journey. There's just nothing repetitive and a fresh experience, and I'm loving it the whole way through. So I then give each of those categories a mark out of 5, and then take an average of that and give the album its final score. Final score. So I'll give you the list of what I've marked the other ones so far. So I gave Arcade Fire 4.3 out of 5. I gave Ask Rufus 4.3 out of 5. Suicide got a 3. The Indestructible Beat of Soweto got a 3.3. That's mainly because of the memorability side. Donde Están Los Turladrones got a 4.7. Literally 1 mark off of being perfect. And then 2, which is Boys to Men, I gave a 5 for listenability because it's so easy to listen to. It's so easy. You listen to it and their voices are wonderful. You know, it's hard not to want to listen to it. You know, for number 4, for memorability, I gave it a 4. It's like the classic. It's like a classic version of what it is, and it's got some very memorable songs in there, which is why it got the 4. Reason it didn't get the 5 is because I feel like there's a lot of R&B and soul music that could also be substituted in for it. You know, like it could get lost in the fray in that sense. But there are some very memorable songs, some very good songs on this album, and I think it deserves its 4. And then for album wholeness, I also gave it a 4. There's some that don't feel like for example, the I Sit Away. I don't know, I think maybe I just hate I Sit Away. It doesn't feel like it's like the most it should be somewhere in between 4 and 5. But I'm like, for the sections, I'm not doing a point whatever. I'm just doing like numbers, you know. So somewhere between 4 and 5, and I settled on a 4, which means that overall, 2 by Boys to Men gets a 4.3 star rating, and I think that's fair. I think that's a pretty fair rating for this album. Compared to like the rest as well, it's very good, and I enjoyed it a lot, and I will come back and listen to it. This is the thing, is like that's why the listenability gets a 5, because I have multiple of them in the playlist, and even the ones that didn't get in the playlist, there's a couple that I'll come back and listen to because like I enjoyed them. Just because I don't want to listen to them as much, I still would like to come back and listen to them, you know what I mean? So that's kind of where I sit with that. I think as a whole, the album is fantastically vibey. You've got a bit of everything in terms of the world of love. You've got your sadness, you've got your yearning, you've got your heavily in love, you've got your love making, and you've got your fuck, and you've got your sex. So like it does the Loverboy music a service. It is really good, and like I said, it's definitely influenced like Jason Derulo, for example. That song, I guarantee you those songs were like, that song came from Boyz II Men's song here. Woo! Wowzers. Yeah. Overall, album, big fan. will be coming back to listen to it. I'm really enjoying this. I like the fact that it's giving me so much new music. I love discovering new music, and I love this. I love this. I really do. Thanks for coming along with me on the journey. Shall I give you my poem? I wrote a poem. It's kind of like a verse. I don't quite remember the rhythm or what I wrote it to originally, but I'll give it a go. To send you off with. It doesn't have a name. I think it's more like a verse of a song. So I'll give it to you. It's like, okay. Baby, my darling, I miss you. Did you have to go? Maybe I'll go all in to kiss you, just to let you know that, honey sugar, you are the one for me, and I won't pretend you're not. It's so bright that the blind can see, not even the sun can shine this hot. Baby girl, you're the one for me, and I'm gonna see this through. Once in a life you find love like this. Look deep inside, you know it's true. That's my attempt at writing a verse that Boyz II Men would use. I tried to make it like generic and lover boy and along those lines. I, however, am not blessed with the angelic voice of any of the three men in Boyz II Men. But you get the vibe. I'm more of a writer than a singer. Although I do enjoy to sing, just with plentiful effects on my voice and a lot of editing. That tends to help. But who knows? Maybe later on in life, after I have taken a few hundred singing lessons, maybe who knows? Maybe I've got a song coming out with Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish, if you need like anything, hit me up, all right? Because I'm here for you, okay? I don't know how we got here. I think that's enough of me for today, don't you think? I think I've had enough, right? So we'll call it there. It's been a pleasure as always. I'm really, really enjoying making this. Not only just making it, I'm just enjoying the idea of this series. And I hope even one person enjoys watching these. If you're that one person, then thanks. Drop a comment, let me know that you're enjoying these. And please, don't forget to subscribe, like, let me know what you think. And yeah, I'll see you next week. Hasta pronto, amigos. Ciao.